All right, call this meeting to order. Like to welcome everybody here tonight. Hope everybody had a great New Year's, a good holiday. Roll call, please.
Charles Cooper.
Here.
Becky Duncan.
Here.
Jenny Ledbetter.
Here.
Denisa Matthews.
Here.
Misty Harding.
Here.
Present.
All right, next is approval of the minutes for the regular meeting of December 2019.
Be it remembered that the Board of Mayor and Aldermen met in regular monthly session Monday, November the 18th, 2019. Wait a minute. Sorry. Okay, okay. I've got them. It's just that the November, it's December.
I got the December here.
That's a typo.
Oh, okay.
I'll start up. Be it remembered that the Board of Mayor and Aldermen met in regular monthly session Monday, December 18th, 2019, at 6 p.m. The following proceedings were had and entered of record to wit: present and presiding, the Honorable Lyndon Baines, Mayor, Gail Dishman, Recorder, and on a roll call as City Recorder, the following members were present: Charles Cooper, Becky Duncan, Misty Harding, Jenny Ledbetter, and Denisa Matthews. Mayor Baines called the meeting to order and welcomed everyone for attending. On a motion by Becky Duncan, seconded by Misty Harding, the board on a roll call vote, all for, none against, approved the November minutes, 2019 minutes. On a motion by Jenny Ledbetter, seconded by Denisa Matthews, the board on a roll call vote, all for, none against, approved to recess to open the public hearing meeting for discussion of speed limit change from 35 miles an hour to 25 miles an hour on 127 north and south inside the city limits. After some discussion, on a motion by Misty Harding, seconded by Denisa Matthews, the board on a roll call vote, all for, none against, adjourned the public hearing meeting. The regular meeting was then called back to session. Mayor Baines asked if there was anyone with business or grievances for the board, and there was none. Mayor Baines then gave a report. The Trails and Trees event was a big success. He spoke with Senator Rose about grants for the water plant and other areas and was told that he would help the city as much as he could. Tom Bennett gave the engineer report, Gary South gave the building inspector's report, and Bailey Allred gave the city attorney report. On a motion by Jenny Ledbetter, seconded by Denisa Matthews, the board on a roll call vote, all for, none against, approved on second and final reading ordinance 1870, policy and procedures. On a motion by Jenny Ledbetter, seconded by Denisa Matthews, the board on a roll call vote, all for, none against, approved resolution 937, downtown hazard mitigation plan. On a motion by Misty Harding, seconded by Jenny Ledbetter, the board on a roll call vote, all for, none against, approved the speed limit change from 35 miles an hour to 25 miles an hour on 127 South and North, South Main Baptist Church to North Church Street at the Methodist Church. On a motion by Misty Harding, seconded by Becky Duncan, the board on a roll call vote, all for, none against, approved employee Christmas bonuses at $50 per year of service, not to exceed $1,000 and or 20 years of service. On a motion by Becky Duncan, seconded by Misty Harding, the board on a roll call vote, all for, none against, approved the bills for November 2019 for $482,303.24. On a motion by Charles Cooper, seconded by Denisa Matthews, the board on a roll call vote, all for, none against, approved the financial statements for November of 2019. Mayor Baines asked, is there any other business to discuss, which Alderwoman Denisa Matthews wanted to say a big thank you to the city police department for a job well done at Meta-Thrift Pharmacy and for their everyday protecting and serving the community. Mayor Baines then wished everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. With no further business, on a motion by Becky Duncan, seconded by Jenny Ledbetter, the board voted to adjourn.
All right, do I have a motion to approve the minutes for December 2019?
I make the motion.
Motion made by Mr. Cooper. Any more discussion? If not, may I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Matthews. Roll call vote, please.
Charles Cooper.
For.
Becky Duncan.
Four.
Jenny Ledbetter.
Four.
Denisa Matthews.
Four.
Misty Harding.
Four.
All four.
All right, next on the agenda is grievances from anyone of the citizens. Anybody have any grievances? If not, we'll go to the mayor report. I want to let everybody know that next Monday, a week from today, City Hall will not be open because in observance of Martin Luther King Day. Me and Mr. Bennett will be having a meeting with the Board of Education this coming Thursday about the Pine Haven Road. We should have everything, all the paperwork done and work on that pretty soon. Also have a meeting tomorrow with the Upper Cumberland Resource and Chamber of Commerce about some grants about downtown. Also want to say that on February the 2nd, we'll be going to Washington for the best tasting water in the nation contest. Me and Chris is going up there, and we'll be back on that Wednesday, and hopefully bring back the #1 prize. We got 6 last year, and I'm hoping we get #1 this year. With the airport, I talked to Neil Schaefer today, and they said that the airport bids will be the 17th and the 18th. We'll go out. We have a meeting on March 25th at the airport. We'll be opening bids then. We also have, I talked to the state, TDOT, and they recommended that they wanted to do a traffic study on Highway 52 through town from the City Hall to the depot. So they're going to do that sometime. They should be here next week. I'm looking at Wednesday, put counters out and stuff on 52, and they're going to tell us about 52. They called me and asked me about it, and I said that was fine.
Is this to lower the speed limit?
Yes.
Okay.
They called me after 2 days after our last meeting and talked about it and asked me, and it don't cost us a thing. The state's going to do it, and so we have that to look forward to. Okay, I believe that's all I have. And now we move on to other reports. We go to Mr. Bennett for the city engineer report.
Well, just a couple of things. We're working on the preliminary drawings for the CDBG sewer system improvements project. As we talked about in the work session, you had some camera work done on the sewers on South Main Street, and so we're just working through all those details and pulling together sort of the plan of attack for that project. And depending on many factors, we're looking at probably sometime in the summer for a release for bid on that project. And the objective, of course, is to finish that this year, so that means it needs to be out to bid sometime in the summer, with work generally commencing in August, September, October timeframe. And then we're also working, as we have been for a great many years, on the 127 project with the natural gas relocation. And so we're just continuing to work through all those steps and, with TDOT for that project.
All right, any questions for Mr. Bennett? If not, thank you, Mr. Bennett. Next, we go to the city building inspector report. Mr. Ross, sorry.
At this time, I don't really have anything new to report. We're just working on some of the old issues that we've discussed in the past. Unless someone has some questions, I will add that this report that the DOT is doing, bringing this up with the planning commission with all of the numbers for them in our next meeting, and they'll be able to interpret the numbers a little better, and then they'll bring it up before y'all and give, but unless someone has some questions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Stowe. You want me to read this thing? Let's say that. Y'all want me to read the thing from Mr. Allred, or we just want to? Okay. He's not here tonight. Now we move to old business. There's none. We go to new business. Discussion of the fire chief and assistant chief, Hollis Crabtree, retired. The letter is in your packet. Scott King retired early in the year without notice to the city. The question, does the city want to appoint the same chief and assistant chief as the county, which has been done in the past? And if so, you want it on the agenda in February, and to be present, address the board before voting. So however you want to do this.
Does that mean that whoever the county
picks this
Not-
February, and this month's meeting will be
They're
brought
going
up
to come in front of us
in
then?
February, right?
In February, okay.
Yes. That's what we have to do. That's why y'all want to make the motion.
That's an option for,
That way
For you
you can
guys,
decide if you
however
want
you
third.
Then the other option would be what, an application process?
Right.
And interview process, okay.
That'd be it. That's the only other really options we have. So it's all up to y'all.
Do we have a time frame for the county?
The county should make their decision this month at their regular meeting. And then when we come back to our meeting in February, we should have who they pick. So then we can decide whether we want them or we want somebody else.
So can we put this off and decide what we want to do after we find out who they put up?
If you want to make the motion that we wait till February's meeting,
Yeah, I'll make the motion that we move discussion of the fire chief and assistant chief to the February meeting.
okay. Any more discussion? If not, I need a motion, a second.
I'll second that.
All right, second by Ms. Hardy. Roll call vote, please.
Charles Cooper,
For it.
Becky Duncan.
Four.
Jenny Ledbetter.
Four.
Vanessa Matthews.
Four.
Misty Harding.
4.
All four, none against.
All right, number 2 is approval of the monthly bills for December 2019.
The total bills is for $546,498.12.
I need a motion to approve the
I'll make a
monthly bills.
motion to approve.
Ms. Matthews, you want to second it, Charles?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Cooper. Roll call, please.
Charles Cooper.
For it.
Becky Duncan.
Four.
Jenny Ledbetter.
Four.
Vanessa Matthews.
Four.
Misty Harding.
4.
All four, none against.
Number 3, approval of the monthly financials for December 2019.
Mr. Mayor, how do we address the corrections? Or do we need to?
No,
We don't have to? Okay, okay. You don't need a record of,
It didn't change these numbers.
I didn't change anything on that paper.
okay.
General fund, $298,377.81. Water and sewer fund, $1,140,145.35. Natural gas fund, $1,471,475.40, with a grand total of $2,909,998.56.
All right, I have a motion to approve the financials.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion made by Ms. Matthews.
I second.
And seconded by Ms. Ledbetter. Roll call, please.
Charles
For
Cooper.
it.
Becky Duncan.
Four.
Jenny Ledbetter.
Four.
Lisa Matthews.
Four.
Misty Harding.
4.
All four, none against.
Number 4, violation against the ordinance, and see attachments of the ordinance. We discussed this in work session. Do you all want to wait on this for Mr. Allred and us to get together next month and figure out what we're going to do, or how do y'all want to do this?
You said to make the, do we write the ordinance so we've got the 2 months to
Right.
we do the ordinance tonight, or we do it in the next
The
meeting?
next meeting, that will
Okay.
give the city attorney time to,
Yeah, tweak it when we can have the 2 votes.
So do you want to put it on the next agenda? Is that what y'all want to do?
Yes, yes, because there's options. We'll have to decide options.
So the motion would be to move the ordinance, agenda ordinance to next month's agenda, right?
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Motion made by Ms. Ledbetter. Any more discussion? If not, I need a second, please.
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Matthews. Roll call, please.
Charles Cooper.
For.
Becky Duncan.
Four.
Jenny Ledbetter.
Four.
Vanessa Matthews.
Four.
Misty Harding.
4.
All four, none against.
All right. Any other business properly presented? All right, if not, I would like to say that, in light of the storms we've had here in the last couple of times with, flooding and wind and all that, I'd like to commend the street department for their hard work and going out there and cutting trees and getting stuff fixed up, and really do appreciate that. And I also want to thank the water guys out there. Jonathan and his crew have done a great job keeping the lines and stuff, and all the departments. It amazes me that we have such great people working for us that no matter what, they'll come out here and do their job, and they really care about this city. And that's one thing I really think every day that I've got something. And I've told people in Nashville and I've told people in Washington. They talk about, well, my crew's done this, my crew's done that. I got the best one in the state. There's nobody better. So I want to commend y'all for doing your job.
Mr. Mayor, I have one question.
Okay?
Do we need to do something to cause street signs or speed limit signs then to be put up that says 25 miles per hour?
They're already up.
They're already up?
Yep,
Okay.
they've been up for a week.
I didn't know if we needed
Yeah.
to
Yeah, they're already up.
do anything or not.
Yeah, they're already up. Mr. Brown's already took care of that problem.
Okay.
He's already got reduced speed ahead, and speed limit signs are on Main Street. And like I said, the state said that they will come here and do a traffic study on 52 from City Hall to the depot.
And did we make any announcement like on WDB or anything, let
Yes,
people
we
know
did.
we done it? Okay.
Actually done 3.
Okay. All right. I was just checking.
I've done that in the last 2 weeks. I've done 3 interviews about it. So,
Okay.
Has the planning commission discussed anything about that at any, I've missed the last meeting that y'all had about the reducing the speed limit.
Yes, I think you and I had a little conversation about that, and we talked about maybe consolidating some of these projects as well. I think that's kind of the area we were looking at with, and that's why before, we're getting DOT to do this one on 52, but actually I've got information going back from 1985 all the way down to 2019 on, I think there's about 12 or 13 different points in the city where we have all that information, and I'm basically getting that information graphed out, because otherwise, like I said, it's just a bunch of numbers. And I'll present that to the planning commission and go in a new study with DOT, and you'll actually be able to do a comparison of last year and this year, which will bring us completely up to date. There's been some changes, as the town grew, from that length of time. There have been areas where the traffic actually dropped significantly, and there's been other areas where it has risen significantly by as much as 50%. So I'll get those numbers to the planning commission, and at your next meeting, you'll have a copy of those as well.
So those show that, I'm not sure I'm understanding what are you kind of conducting like your own study?
No.
Okay.
We already have the information. This came from DOT.
Okay.
Our city planner put this together, but we can't just present this to you and say, here's your numbers. You need something to look at, to say, where you can see what this is at. And that's what I'm trying to do, is develop the charts for them, so you'll be able to visually see where it's grown and where it's less, and get better accurate.
And basically, it's like they'll have a counter up here by Walmart. Well, they might have another counter down here by the hospital. Or they might have somewhere else, so you get different traffic counts at different points. And that's the way it's showing. What I've seen of it is what it shows, like, of course, the traffic at Walmart is gonna be more than it will be at the hospital, but you have to go by, but.
Are
It gives you a
the,
pretty good example of where the traffic is flowing from and how it's actually,
Right.
one street's interacting with another.
Yeah.
And it shows it over the years, how this has progressed as
Yeah.
well.
And you can also see, like, if there was like road construction somewhere, you can see where it went down, then it went back up.
Yeah.
And over the.
so that's all city, is that all city streets,
Yes.
but also to include the state highway that runs?
It'll be mostly
Okay.
Yes.
like the main thoroughfares, like 52, Main Street, Rugby.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, Probably the biggest thing that we're concerned with is the arteries themselves, the arterial streets, because those are your biggest traffic flow. We do have some minor streets that are in there as well.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see those, but, you know, there may be a few that I eliminate that really wouldn't be pertinent to the study. So there, I may eliminate 4 or 5 of those counting points, but the rest of them that give us information that we're gonna need, you'll have access to.
Yes.
Thank you.
If you don't have the map, you're confused. We'll say that.
There's a lot
Anything?
of it.
Yeah, there's a lot. I've read it, and it's a lot of it.
What time does the planning meeting start?
5:30,
And the finance meeting?
6, ain't right? 6? 5, sorry. I'm thinking the other meeting I have to go to.
The planning is at 6,
5:30.
5:30.
5:30.
Okay.
And airport.
6, that's what I was thinking of. And airport meetings at the airport.
Not City Hall.
No, it's at the airport.
You got anything else, Albert? I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Cooper makes a motion to adjourn. Do I
I'll
have a
second.
second?
I'll
Yeah,
second
Second by Ms. Duncan. Everybody say aye. Aye. Opposed? We're gone.